Chapter 41. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Top 3 Albus Dumbledore vs Gellert Grindelwald.as. The top 4 of the Dimension Gold list came to an end. A special picture appeared on the gold list of the Magic Circle World, top 4 in the World Magic Circle. Famous scenes featuring Homura Akemi, Madoka Kaname. Reward: you can make a reasonable wish. It was detected that Madoka Kaname was forcibly disconnected from the server. So Homura Akemi was designated to make a wish. Homura Akemi ignored the reward of the golden list, as early as when the golden list came. She tried every means to check and interfere, forcing Kyubi to observe, interfere and control the golden list. However, the golden list seemed to be just a phantom, which could never be touched, and the real one could only be observed. It was for this reason that Homura Akemi became wary and alert to the golden list. Now that the golden list asked her to make a wish, she sneered. As a magical girl who has reincarnated more than 200 times, as a witch who fell because of love, as a demon who tore the universe apart in pursuit of love, she has already had a stress response to things like wishes. Madoka Kaname's fateful life and her tragic life have proved that magic and miracles have a price. Kyubi's miracle is like this, and the price that this unknown miracle has to pay is something that Homura Akemi cannot imagine, and she will not do it. Her current power is just to suppress the principle of the ring, which is very difficult, and all she wants is stability. As long as she can keep looking at Madoka like this, she will be satisfied. For this reason, Homura Akemi sneered at Jinbang's wish and then closed her eyes to rest. As if sensing Homura Akemi's wish, Jinbang's image slowly disappeared and fell into silence. At the same time, in the world of magical girl Ilia and Miyu looked at Ruby and Sapphire in front of them with solemn expressions. Tell me. Are you guys the same as Kyubi? Hey. I'm not. Don't let our colleagues' troubles involve us. Ruby was speechless and her mentality exploded. The love story of Homura Akemi and Madoka Kaname was very touching to Ilia and Miyu, and they burst into tears when they watched it. Because of this, they also began to be wary of the source of their magical girl power. In the end, it was the gem Onzelric who came to explain that they were magical creations to clear Ruby and Sapphire of suspicion. Super God World. Liang Bing has gone crazy and lost her mind because of the power of the devil. Flame, she frantically studied China's domineering president literature and wife-chasing literature, trying to have a sweet wife-chasing crematorium with Qiangwei, and get the throwing tiles to beat Kesha. After a long period of silence, the top 3 of the Dimension Gold ranking appeared. That a review of the top 10 most shocking scenes in the universe. Ranking in no particular order. Top 7 Albus Dumbledore vs Gellert Grindelwald. The Dark Lord and the White Lord's Magical Feast. A century of unspeakable. As soon as the top 3 of the gold list came out, the following comments immediately aroused heated discussions in the world. Elmeloy 2. Magic. Is it magic or real magic? Irina, magic is magic. What's so difficult to understand? Gandalf, well, it's a strong magician. Ancient One, if we only talk about magic and force, maybe it's more appropriate for us to call ourselves mystics. Ain Zolgaun, magic feast, ha. Is it a superposition at the beginning? Hermione Granger, Albus Dumbledore. Headmaster Dumbledore. Headmaster Dumbledore is on the list. Ron Weasley, Headmaster Dumbledore is simply the glory of wizards. But, why do you call him the White King? Constantine, a wizard. That's fine. Smuff, is it an evil wizard like Gargamel? Hearing the name of the Demon King, it must be. Saya, hey. The prejudice against wizards is too big. The world of Harry Potter, Hogwarts was in an uproar at this time. Especially Gryffindor. Because Dumbledore was on the list, the whole Gryffindor was in an uproar. They all said that Dumbledore was the greatest wizard. And under the carnival, the word of the Dark Lord deeply penetrated the professors and Slytherins. There was fear in everyone's eyes, and the existence of the Dark Lord was still lingering in their hearts. However, what no one knew was that this Dark Lord was not the Dark Lord. In the principal's office, Dumbledore's turbid and clear eyes seemed to be recalling something. That summer, that tragedy, that breakup once again emerged in his heart, and in Ermengarde, Grindelwald also showed a smile. But there was deep sadness in his eyes. This history should be eliminated in time and not known to others. now that it is to be known by others, he is more or less uncomfortable and irritable in his heart, he have lost everything, and now all this will be turned over and stab them hard. The gold list screen disappeared after a while. Slowly emerged, and the inventory began. Dragon Boat Festival reading discount. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. Top up now, event time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 42. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ariana's in Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The scene unfolds, and the first-person narrative starting from Albus Dumbledore's perspective is presented to the eyes of the audience in all realms. Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore was born into the wizarding world. He was accompanied by his brother Aberforth Dumbledore and sister Ariana Dumbledore. The three Dumbledore siblings lived in the Muggle world with their father Percival and mother Kendra. At this time, the gold list marked the meaning of Muggle, which means people who can't do magic. Wong Howren, Dalabangba, what a long name. Kenneth, so it's similar to the magic world here, the mystical side and the technological side are separated from each other. Wong, but the way they address ordinary people is a bit impolite, isn't it? Draco Malfoy not calling them mudbloods is already very respectful. Tallulah, serious class stratification and discrimination, Les Miserables. The scene then turns to when Ariana was 6 years old. Ariana was playing in the backyard at this time. Because of the restlessness of magic power, Ariana accidentally used magic. This scene happened to be seen by three naughty kids. They surrounded her, and with pure malice, they forced Ariana to use magic again and demonstrate her skills. However, Ariana, who was only 6 years old, didn't know anything about magic, nor could she control it. It was only the restlessness of magic that caused the magical phenomenon. Because Ariana failed to cast the magic, the three naughty kids bullied Ariana angrily, leaving an indelible trauma on her young heart. Aatrox, ah. Upright arrow naughty upright arrow child downright arrow upright arrow you deserve to die, Saint Emperor, although they are wrong, they are still children, Tosaka Tokiomi, children. Every gifted child is a treasure, and these ordinary people are just rubbish. Old Taoist, human nature is evil. Nishimiya whistle, bullying. I hate it. After this, Ariana became more and more introverted. She rejected magic and resisted it. But the magic she was born with could not be shaken off, and it entered Ariana's heart, driving her mad. When Ariana is not aware of or can't control it, magic will happen to Ariana. A born wizard hates the magic in his body, and if he intentionally suppresses it, dark and uncontrollable magic will be born. Natasha, poor child, Jarvan 4, magic is innate to her, but it harms her. This is the result of being infected with magic. Jean Grey, resisting the power you have will give birth to the dark side, just like me. Charles, little Ariana is so similar to mutants. The inability to control power leads to tragedy. Young man, this naughty kid deserves to die. The scene changes, and after knowing all this, the father Percival angrily finds the three boys and kills them with magic to avenge his daughter. After killing them, Percival moved to Godric's Hollow with his wife, daughter, and children. Percival was sentenced to life imprisonment in the wizard prison Azkaban for using evil spells without authorization and killing magic in the Muggle world. This incident was a scandal in the magic world at the time. Siegfried Kaslana, good job. Percival, you are such a qualified father. Whitebeard, Ariana will be happy with such a father, those three kids deserve to die. Lannis, well, the verdict is just as I expected, the same morality as the political and legal department. I guess the Ministry of Magic is also like-minded with the Magic Association. Tony Stark, the novel was taken from the Rawlers website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. The novel was taken from the Rawlers website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. Whether it is the technology side or the magic side, as long as it is a politician and a senior official, they will be like this. Reinhard, it's a pity for Percival, there is no doubt that he is a real man, a good father, because Ariana became an obscurus, once exposed, she would be taken to St. Mungo's Wizarding Hospital for life imprisonment. Therefore, Kendra announced that her daughter was ill and needed to recuperate, and began to live in seclusion in Godric's Hollow. Albus Dumbledore also began his magical journey and received an admission notice to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry at the age of 11. Elmeloy 2, it's numb, like looking in a mirror. Are all official magic institutions in the world like this? Rimuru, poor little Ariana, she has to stay in Godric's Hollow forever without experiencing a colorful life. Akko, wow. A magic school in another world. It's so cool. Kanzaki Kaori, there are schools that recruit children to learn magic. It seems like a very peaceful world. Jean Bang suddenly stopped the video and started introducing Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and the Wizarding World. The magic world has strict class divisions and discrimination based on bloodline. At the top of the magic world are pureblood families, followed by half-bloods, and finally the muggles who are lucky enough to become wizards. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry was founded by 4 powerful wizards in ancient times to protect young wizards during the Magic War. Hogwarts has 4 colleges to classify students. They are Gryffindor, which symbolizes courage, Ravenlock, which symbolizes knowledge, Slytherin, which symbolizes pure blood, and Hufflepuff, which symbolizes loyalty. Weber, every mysterious side is like this. I want to overthrow this conservative magic world. Albus Potter, what era is it now? Are you still talking about pure blood? Aunt Hermione, a muggle, has become the Minister of Magic. Hermione Granger, what? Abigail Williams, it was created during the witch hunt era. I envy them for having people to protect them back then. Bartholomew Lorelei, very interesting sorting, dividing social groups, but it's easy to cause conflicts, right? Deadpool, criticizing Gryffindor and Slytherin by name. Harry Potter world, Hermione has become the focus of everyone, and she was also stunned by this big surprise. Everyone looked at Hermione in shock, and Slytherin's eyes were about to burst into anger. How can a mudblood become the Minister of Magic in the future? Gryffindor was completely revelry after a brief stagnation. Everyone shouted in unison, "We have a Minister of Magic." The scene returns to Albus's perspective. At the Hogwarts sorting ceremony, Albus Dumbledore was sorted into Gryffindor House. Because his father was imprisoned in Azkaban, he was ostracized by the Gryffindor wizards. Because he was a pure blood but in Gryffindor, he was looked down upon by Slytherin. But Albus Dumbledore seemed to be born for magic. He had a smooth journey on the road of magic and showed unparalleled talent. During his 7 years of study, he received various medals and honors. Nayuki Ong, this is a perfect template for the protagonist. Kenneth, our genius prodigy is like this. Tony Stark, they are all geniuses, so it is inevitable that they will be the center of attention. Sarutobi Hiruzen, gold will always shine. Albus's personality reminds me of Minato, both are so genius, so sunny. Amaya, so, why is Mr. Dumbledore called the Demon King? Just when he was about to go on a trip with his friends after graduation, the bad news came. Big discount for reading during Dragon Boat Festival. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. Top up now, activity time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 43. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Summer in Godric's Hollow breakup, death of Ariana. The Obscurus and sister Ariana went berserk, and the terrifying magical power killed Mother Kendra. Upon learning of his mother's death, Albus cancelled his plan and rushed back to Godric's Hollow to take care of Aberforth and Ariana. Asakura Riku, this is a tragedy. Matu, Sakura, unconsciously killing the person you love most, this is a curse. Lux, is magic really that evil? Kaneki Ken, Ariana is not wrong, and Kendra is not wrong either, it's this magical world that is wrong. He was filled with anger and hatred along the way, and his inner voice was shown to the audience of the world. I hate it so much, I am very talented, but everything is ruined. I want to escape from it all, I want to stand out and gain glory. I love my family, but I am also a selfish person. Albus, who had suffered an unexpected change, felt that his future was bleak. He was in trouble and his days in Godric's Hollow were a waste of time. Bruce Wayne, I can understand. He should have had great ambitions and a bright future, but he was trapped here in his best years. Roman, this is a normal way of thinking. He also has 7 emotions and 6 desires. He is just a child who has just grown up. Uchiha Madara, he still failed to make a decisive decision to cut off the cause and effect. Only when he is free of worries can he become a strong man. In the Harry Potter world, Harry Potter was already stupid. He had never thought that Headmaster Dumbledore had such a side, but Harry thought about it carefully and felt relieved. Anyone who loses his future at a good age will be depressed and anxious, but the turning point soon came. Albus's neighbor, Bathilda Bagshot's great-nephew, Gellert Grindelwald, visits Godric's Hollow to meet his relatives. The scene switches to Gellert Grindelwald's perspective. He studied at Drangstrang School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Unlike Hogwarts, Drangstrang is very tolerant of dark magic. Gellert is as talented as Albus, but he is after the legendary Deathly Hallows. At the age of 16, Gellert was expelled from school because of his black magic experiment that caused his classmates to be on the verge of death. Joseph Joestar, Gellert is also a good student with excellent character and academic performance. Nanami Aoyama, to be honest. Albus and Gellert are both very handsome. Kitagawa Omi, very handsome indeed. A very classic European handsome guy. Irina, oh. I understand. The Black and White Demon King means Albus, who is proficient in white magic, and Gellert, who is proficient in black magic. Aozaki Tuko, compared to Albus, Gellert is more like a qualified magician. Eisen, Deathly Hallows. Interesting, that a few months after being fired, he traveled around the world and finally came to Godric's Hollow to visit his great-aunt. Bathilda had a good impression of Albus, and felt sorry for his talent and fate. She also thought of her nephew's similar experience. With her introduction, Albus and Gellert hit it off immediately and felt they had known each other for a long time. The two spent the whole day together talking about their ideals, dreams, and plans for the future. Even when we get home at night, we still keep in touch with each other through letters. The two of them even developed into a traditional lover relationship in just 2 months of summer. Uzumaki Naruto, oh. I feel the fire of bond burning. The flower of bond blooming. This is what a true friend is. Uchiha Sasuke, true friend, stupid Naruto. How can they develop into lovers? Sawamura Sayuri, aw. I'm dying. Can even the Dimension Gold List produce food? Siki Sayaka. It's better to say that this is the characteristic of Eagle Country. Itsuka Sherdao. The top 4 is a lesbian couple, the top 3 is a gay couple. They shocked my mom for a whole year. Yutsuan Rain. Gellert tells Albus about his fantasy to find the Deathly Hallows and open up a new world. That he attempted to overthrow the Statute of Magical Secrecy and a series of ancient laws and use magic to rule the Muggle world. Because the Muggle introduction caused Albus's family to be broken up, Albus believed in Gellert without a doubt. For the greater good was proposed by Albus, and he became Gellert's first believer. Weber, wow, awesome. Uchiha Madara, overthrowing the order is undoubtedly declaring war on the whole world. How magnanimous are you, Gellert? Magneto, I admire this young man, his ideas coincide with mine. Silas, great. That's how it should be. Let those idiots who don't understand magic surrender to magic. Teresa, Albus's nature is not like this, or one day they will end their rift. That day will not be too far away. On the night when summer was about to end, Albus and Gellert completed the blood magic together in the small room. Under the contract of the Blood Alliance, none of them can hurt the other, not even the thought of it, otherwise they will be attacked by the Blood Alliance. Izumi Sajiri, oh. This Blood Alliance is more like a token of love than a contract. Kirishima Tuka, the shape of the blood alliance is very much like a token of love. Kwanji Yuju, such a contract is really unreasonable, too comprehensive. Should we say it is worthy of being magic? At this time, Jin Bang began to introduce the Deathly Hallows. The most powerful magic wand, the resurrection stone that can bring the dead back to the world, and the invisibility cloak that can evade death. Collect all 3 Deathly Hallows and you will become the master of death. Virgil, the most powerful magic wand. Otto/Vigo, the resurrection stone for the dead. Matuzokan, the invisibility cloak to avoid death. Goddess of death, master of death. Kaito Daiki, are the Deathly Hallows the treasures of this world? I really want to collect them. Gellert needs the power of the Elder Wand, Albus longs for the resurrection stone to bring back his parents and free him from his responsibilities, and he also hopes that the invisibility cloak can protect Ariana. Because Albus and Gellert stayed together all day and ignored his younger brother and sister, Aberforth was very angry, and the more he looked at Gellert, the more he disliked him. And at the end of summer, Gellert will wait for Albus to leave Godric's Hollow to fully display their talents and realize their ideals. At this time, Aberforth stood up and stopped Albus from leaving. He was still studying at Hogwarts, and Ariana needed someone to take care of her. Kakyo and Noriaki, ideals are full, but reality is very skinny. As the backbone of the family, Albus has to take care of his younger brothers and sisters. Himaya June, Albus's consideration is indeed inappropriate. It is not the one who makes a career that is a hero. At least he has to protect the people around him. Sakura, my sister Ariana's life has been so miserable. We can't let her live a life of displacement. Gellert looked at Aberforth impatiently. He now felt that Aberforth was stupid and selfish, and even wanted to bury Albus's talent. He raised his wand, and the terrifying magic flew out of his hand along with his cold voice. Crucio. Hermione Granger, it's the unforgivable curse. Gellert is so evil. Orochimaru, he was born a very cruel person, Ain Zolgaun, his magic is more like magic in the eyes of ordinary people. Regular magic is very powerful. Akko, so scary. You call this a peaceful era? Albus looked at Gellert in shock, and then raised his wand to stop Gellert from hurting his brother. A fight ensued between the 3 of them, with spells flying all over the house. Ariana, hiding in the corner, wanted to stop them, but she didn't know what to do. No one noticed Ariana, and no one knew whose spell it was. Ariana was unfortunately hit by the curse. When Albus and the other 2 reacted, Ariana was already dead. March 7, Ariana. How could Ariana just die like this? Kelsey, the victim, appeared. No one won this fight. Gellert can't take Albus away. Albus and Aberforth also lost their beloved sister, Alicia. A meaningless fight will only bring loss and sorrow. Mourning for you, Ariana, a poor and innocent girl. Harry Potter World. Albus Dumbledore lowered his head and trembled slightly. This memory came to his mind again, which was the pain and sorrow of his life. Aberforth's eyes were red and his face was even uglier. He witnessed his sister's death again. He swore that he would never forgive Albus Dumbledore. Everyone present was dumbfounded. Aberforth fell to the ground helplessly. Albus slowly picked up Ariana and shed tears of regret. It was raining heavily outside. Gellert was at a loss and slowly retreated. He didn't know how to face Albus, his heart was filled with regret and guilt. Albus held Ariana and looked at Gellert in tears, his eyes full of confusion and pain. Gellert hesitated for a while, and finally chose to escape, climbing through the window and leaving in the rainy night. That night, Albus lost his family and lover. Duanmu Yen, Gellert. You coward. Tianai Yanglai. This time, running away is really shameful. Fu Hua. Albus lost his yearning for the future, lost his beloved sister, lost his lover. Will everyone who is close to him be affected by him? Jagger, this shouldn't be the ending. What did Ariana do wrong? What did Aberforth do wrong? Kaching, maybe the only way for Albus and Aberforth to have any contact with each other is to die together. Sayuri, Sawamura, the house has collapsed. Gellert, you scumbag. Coward. Chapter 44. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The crimes of Grindelwald. Frustrated, Albus returned to Hogwarts and took on the role of Professor of the Defense Against the Dark Arts course, beginning his long teaching career. After graduation, his younger brother Aberforth opened a tavern in Hogsmeade, a gathering place for British wizards, and never returned to Godric's Hollow. Ikari Shinji, a good life was ruined like this. He lost too much in his 18 years of life. Uchiha Sasuke, Aberforth also lost too much. His parents and sister are all dead, and he has completely broken up with his brother. Alas, GZ, I hope time can heal the scars in their hearts. As time went by, Albus immersed himself in teaching and learning, and his understanding of magic became stronger and stronger, and he was vaguely showing signs of becoming a leader in white magic. In Europe, Gellert chose Albus' words and started the revolution, for the greater good. He found one of the legendary Deathly Hallows, the Elder Wand. His powerful attainments in the dark arts, his great and firm ideals, and the Elder Wand made him even more powerful. Yasuo, the pinnacle of the dark and white arts. Is this how the black and white devils came about? Mordo, magic instruments are extremely precious to mages, not to mention the Deathly Hallows of that world. Gellert is probably invincible. Speedwagon, Gellert is very familiar to me, just like a person. Hiss, I can't remember. Nadezhda, this revolution is wrong. He is too radical. Muggle lives are lives too. Soon, a saint was born. A large number of anti-Muggle wizards, who believed in Gellert, began destructive attacks in Europe. Therefore, Gellert and his group became wanted criminals of the International Magic Association and were hunted down around the world. Because he became a target, Gellert disappeared and disguised himself as Percival Graves to infiltrate the Magical Congress of the United States of America, becoming the chairman of the Magical Congress. Tracer, it seems that the Dark Lord couldn't beat the official organization in the early days. Da Vinci, no matter how corrupt it is, the official is still the official, there will always be some foundation. Nick Fury, fuck, how can you let the enemy become the leader of your own family? Is the United States going to be finished? Alexander Pierce, Nick Fury, why is the deputy director silent, what the hell? After becoming the president of Makusa, Gellert discovered a terrorist attack in New York. Eventually, the terrorist attack was discovered to be caused by an out-of-control Obscurus, Credence, and the Magus launched a manhunt for Credence. At this time, Gellert was still extremely idealistic. He wanted to recruit Credence for his own use and did not want this naturally powerful wizard to be killed. Gellert took off his disguise and vented his disgust for the Muggle world and his dissatisfaction with their pursuit in public. So, Gellert was caught. Syndra, the Obscurus, the restless dark magic, a weak mortal. Kenneth, Grindelwald is a pure aristocrat, he is very suitable for the atmosphere of the clock tower. Akainu, but he really cherishes talents and compatriots, as long as there is talent, he will protect them. March 7, I have a hunch that Gellert will definitely escape from prison, right? He doesn't seem like a quiet person. The scene changes to a rainy night with heavy rain. Gellert escaped from prison and created a prison called Nurmengard to hold those who rebelled against him. The news of Gellert's escape quickly spread throughout the wizarding world, and Albus met with Newt. In order to stop Gellert's plan, Albus sent Newt to Paris to find Credence the Obscurus first. At the same time, Gellert announced to the magic world in Paris that he would hold a wizard gathering here. Ishigami-yu, is Albus Dumbledore going to take action? Urgent. Aozaki Aoko, the only thing against him is imprisonment, not killing. He really, I cried to death. Charles, is it possible that there are too few wizards? It seems that wizards also rely on muggles to increase slowly. Gellert Grindelwald, indeed, so I didn't kill them. Yakumo Yukari, but you kept them like pigs to give birth to wizards. You are worthy of it. The scene changes to a dungeon in Paris. Countless pure-blood wizards gather on the stage of the dungeon, waiting for the man in the middle to appear. After learning the news, the French Ministry of Magic also sent people to sneak in, intending to arrest Gellert directly. All the members were present, and a middle-aged man with white hair and a black windbreaker walked into the venue. As Gellert entered the venue, there was a warm applause. Grindelwald. Grindelwald. Almost everyone looked at Gellert fanatically, their eyes full of admiration. Churchill, this man is too similar to that man. Sarutobi Hiruzen, I have a feeling that he is more capable of bewitching people than I am. He is a strong rival. Jibril, but I have to say that Grindelwald has a good sense of clothing. Ajiwara Sayu, this old man is quite charming, and he is indeed very handsome. Fujimaru Ritsuka, the French Ministry of Magic. It's not French, is it? Gellert lowered his hand, and the noisy scene suddenly became silent. He looked at it with satisfaction and said, my fellow brothers and sisters, such warm applause should not be given to me, but to you. You follow your inner desires and come here with clear thoughts, eager to overthrow the corrupt old order. We are all here for one reason, to create a new world. Homelander, such a familiar rhetoric, and you, my compatriots, are the real heroes. Right? Monkey D. Dragon, although his revolutionary goal is incorrect, what he said does make sense, to overthrow the corrupt old world. Akame, it coincides with the purpose of our night raid. Everyone says I hate those muggles and those who can't be freed. I don't hate them, I don't fight for hatred. Gellert's eyes sparkled with a firm ideal. In my eyes, muggles are not inferior, they are just different from us. Gellert's words calmed the restless muggle wizards present and made the pure-blood wizards worship him. Magic is only open to those who pursue lofty ideals. Think about our future. It's freedom. Lucius Malfoy, compared to Voldemort who used terror and death to oppress others to submit to him, Grindelwald is the one who truly conquers people with charm and ideals. Danzo Shimura. What a powerful rhetoric. Both muggles and purebloods were appeased. The darkness in his heart is no less than mine. Magneto, so you can say that? I understand, you have to win over both sides. Alan, Jaeger, pursuing freedom, then Grindelwald must be right. People are born free and should not be trapped in a corrupt order. Peter Parker, thank you for the generous gift. I finally know who he looks like. Magic mustache. Grindelwald also has German teeth. Gellert paused, then said, it's time to show you my prophecy. If we don't fight back and take back everything in our status, this will be the consequence. A follower brought a hookah, and Gellert took a puff and exhaled gently, and the smoke unfolded an immersive picture throughout the underground palace. There was continuous artillery fire, planes flew across the sky, tanks crushed countless people, refugees fled in droves, and finally, the atomic bomb exploded, shocking all the wizards. The scene ended, and all the wizards present were extremely frightened, with fear and dread in their eyes. Stroheim, this is World War II. He can predict the future of more than 20 years. Merlin, I'm awesome. Futuristic. Mona, is divination so outrageous? You can even see the future of more than 20 years. Litong King, you are neither traditional nor innovative, you are worthy of being Grindelwald. Harry Potter world, all the little wizards in the Hogwarts Great Hall were stunned. This tragic scene, the advancing steel behemoth, and the final exploding atomic bomb shocked everyone. Unknowingly, Muggles have become a threat to wizards. Seeing that his goal had been achieved, Gellert continued to persuade. Big discount for reading during Dragon Boat Festival. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. Top up now, activity time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 45. You are listening at novelfull.audio. High burning. The demonic dragon appears. Fire shield protection versus. All curses end. This is what we are fighting. When will they point their weapons at us? The crowd suddenly became chaotic. Gellert was about to continue speaking when he suddenly changed the subject. There's an aura among us. Hayakawa Akira, he's a lunatic. He wants to start a war between wizards and muggles. Abigail Williams, is the witch hunt going to start again? Only Father Yug can save this hopeless world, right? The young man, there's a traitor among us. He waved his hand. Come on, fellow wizards, join me. The aura leader who was mixed in the crowd said in a deep voice, don't do it, don't use force. Gellert slowly used words to constantly provoke the aura's nerves and stimulate them with words. Finally, an aura couldn't help himself and killed a woman in the crowd with the killing curse. Rukia Kuchiki, he was fooled. It's exactly what Grindelwald wanted. Otto Apocalypse, the victim has appeared, and all advantages will fall on Gellert's side. Yorichi Tsujikuni, falling victim to conspiracy. What do you people think of life? Kotoyanagi, whale. Grinning. Falling apart. I can hear the grin of Gellert, the one who succeeded in the conspiracy. No. Gellert yelled, then staggered to the woman's body, knelt on the ground and stroked her cheek. Send this hero back to her hometown. Then Gellert stood up and walked into the crowd, saying calmly, go, use apparition to spread the news to the whole world. It's not us who seek violence. The wizards present turned into shadows one after another and disappeared into the air, rushing to all parts of the world. Eden, Gellert is a natural candidate for the Best Actor award, great acting skills. Lan Meng, as expected of someone who plays tricks, his acting is flawless. Luo Hao, the Ministry of Magic officially stopped the use of violence to kill people first, now it's too late. The world will be in chaos. Bao Bao, there is still Mr. Dumbledore to back him up, right? There's no need to panic, right? Gellert slowly retreated to the center of the venue. The aura leader said sternly, arrest him. Wow. Gellert pointed his wand around and slowly turned it in a circle. Suddenly, blue flames rose up and surrounded Gellert. Protego Diabolica. Fire shield. All wizards who firmly believed in following Gellert passed through the fire shield without injury, and then used apparition to leave. Anyone who is not firm in their hearts or has other thoughts will be turned into blue powder and burned to ashes once they touch the fire shield. Foam Bao Bao, is it a gas stove? Suzumiya Hiroi, gas stove. Pft. Ha 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 ha. So fitting. Xiao Yen, is this blue flame some kind of strange fire? Uchiha Itachi, it looks like a flame more powerful than Amaterasu. It feels like it can burn people to death. Tony Stark, I have to say that this magic is more like real magic, much more fancy than the magic tricks. Doctor Strange, that's when you haven't seen my fancy tricks before. An aura was frightened and turned to run, and immediately the blue fire spread and burned him to ashes. The fire began to spread completely. Gellert twirled his wand lightly, then waved it gracefully and danced like the conductor of a symphony orchestra. The fire began to burn and spread. The symphony of death sounded in the flames. One by one, the auras were devoured by the fire and turned into undead. Anya, elegant. So elegant. So elegant. Master Rashi, this old man is so cool, so handsome. Nero, I want him to be my chief conductor. He looks so professional. Selena, is he a music failure? What a standard gesture. Ainsul Gown, oh my god, is this the correct way to open the magic? Fujimiya Hiroya, the reincarnation of the King of Force, he pretends well. When the auras were either dead or alive, Gellert noticed that Albus's favorite student, Newt Scamander, was still there. He put his hands behind his back, tilted his head and said sarcastically, do you think Dumbledore will mourn for you? Boom! A spreading fire rushed towards the Scamander brothers, and the two tried their best to use the spell of stopping to barely resist a little. Toma Kazusa, what a strong smell of jealousy. Ron Weasley, so the Dark Lord is so petty, ah. I won't be silenced. Hershers of knowledge, sarcastic, just say what you want to say, this is Grindelwald. Hiratsuka Shizuka, even students are jealous. What kind of old child is he? Finally, the fire began to spread completely out of control. The irregularly spreading fire began to surround Gellert and turned into a vortex of flames. Gellert said coldly, "I hate Paris." Then he used apparate to leave. The scene switches to the outside of the underground palace, where surging fire gushes out. The giant dragon formed by the blue fire roars and circles. Tallulah, this power, has similar properties to mine. When can I also obtain such a power to realize my dream? Uchiha Madara, I recognize you for this kind of fire escape. I, Uchiha Madara, would like to call you the strongest fire escape. Old Taoist, this magic spell has the same high plasticity as the golden light spell. This dragon is so realistic that the golden light spell can't make it. Nina, this three-headed dragon is almost being molded into an elemental life, right? Can monkeys also have this kind of power? The white-haired old wizard EnumaElish called everyone together, "Let's surround the city and stick our wands into the ground, otherwise Paris will be destroyed." Roar! The giant dragon transformed from the blue calendar fire roared to the sky. The flapping of its wings brought with it the majestic calendar fire. Everyone present formed a circle and thrust their wands into the ground, shouting, "Finite! All curses are over." The red gold flames formed a wall to surround the three dragons. Every collision and breath of the dragons made the barrier of the end of all curses tremble. Finally, driven by EnumaElish's powerful magic, the fire dragon was completely destroyed by the end of all curses. Yazawa Nico, this senior Nico is still very reliable. The magic of time precipitation is so powerful. Puxiaoluan, the end of all curses is so quiet. Forced silence is still very powerful. Rimuru, so cool. Although I have seen a lot of magic, this kind of magic duel is the magic duel in my heart. Ames Olgown, fake wizards only have flashy super-level magic. The real magician is this kind of magic, the magician I imagined in my childhood. Harry Potter, I'm still worried about the principal. Grindelwald made the famous EnumaElish exhausted with a spell. How can Principal Dumbledore win? Severus Snape, Potter, has your brain been eaten by a troll? The entire magic world tied together can't beat Dumbledore. It sounds like you're worrying about your studies instead of worrying about him. Kuretani Kazuto, oh. So powerful. He is worthy of being the White Lord. Everyone was panting with exhaustion. Gellert's random spell had almost defeated everyone. After this disaster, the entire wizarding world believes that perhaps only Albus Dumbledore can compete with Gellert Grindelwald. Dragon Boat Festival reading discount. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. Top up now, event time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 46. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dumbledore vs. Credence the Chelan is born. After this battle, Albus realized that Gellert was out of control. He is not only trying to start a war, but also wants to seize control of the wizarding world. After careful consideration, Albus went to Germany to meet Gellert. The conversation between the two old lovers did not lead to an effective reconciliation and ended in a bad mood. Shimura Danzo, seizing power. Grindelwald should not be underestimated. He actually wants to seize the power of the entire wizarding world. Dazai Osamu, who will win this game of power? Lin Dayu, it's so touching to see lovers who have been separated for many years meet again. It reminds me of when Tom and I first met, Voldemort. Because of the blood pact, Gellert and Albus could not hurt each other, so Credence, who had been recruited by Gellert for a long time, appeared on the scene. Because of some historical issues and Credence's background, he has a deep hatred for Albus of the Dumbledore family. In the picture, on the streets of London, Credence followed Albus and watched Albus stop by the road and slowly took out his wand. Albus noticed Credence's arrival. He closed his eyes, and a drop of water seemed to pass through the mirror and hit Credence's forehead without being noticed. From this moment on, the pedestrians around them ignored them as if they could not see them. Uzumaki Naruto, Gellert still does not realize the bond between him and Albus. He actually sent someone to kill him. Absolute Titan, Credence will not win, just like Tartarus sent me to kill Noah, and he was killed in return. Ancient One, Albus is very skilled in mirror magic, and it is difficult for people to detect. Kiryu Battle Rabbit, from the moment Credence was hit by the water drop, the law of failure has been determined. Hello, Credence. Albus greeted. Credence's eyes were filled with anger and resentment. Do you know how it feels to be alone and have no one to turn to? My last name is Dumbledore. I am your blood relative, but you abandoned me. As soon as the voice fell, the ground under Credence's feet cracked, and the surging dark magic smashed towards Albus with the ruins and debris. Wolverine, is it possible that there are only 2 people left in Dumbledore's family? Lux, Dumbledore should be a noble in the magic world, right? There must be some side branches, right? Abe Haruaki, this can't be blamed on Albus, after all, his family is broken, but he is still unaware of all this. Whitebeard, a child who longs for a home so much is abandoned, it's a pity that he is not my son. Albus used a shattered bone to blast the ruins, then used apparition to distance himself. Credence waved his hands as he ran, and the surrounding buildings were silently swept up, turning into a storm of ruins that swept towards Albus. Albus remained calm and simply tapped his wand to shatter the attack. The two then used apparition to fight, and finally Credence was hit on the head by Albus with his wand. Don't be fooled by the appearance of things, Credence. Ginny Weasley, Principal Dumbledore's bone smashing is so powerful. It explodes at a touch. Aqua, it's simple but useful, this is magic. Megumin, it feels, not as good as explosion magic. Cool. Red Skull, every wizard can have an Obscurus in his body. Doesn't that mean, it can be mass-produced? Time Chicken, isn't this guy above too damn evil? Crazy Chingyang Ho. It seems that there is something hidden behind Credence to say this. As Albus's wand emitted white light, the surroundings were erased like an oil painting, with only the remaining light and shadow symbolizing that the two were still in the real world. Credence wanted to resist, but Albus's superb apparition made him unable to do anything. Credence, enraged, used his wand to release an endless stream of Obscurus in an attempt to kill Albus. However, Albus just raised his hand slightly, and the soft white power knocked Credence away, and even Obscurus was knocked out of his body. Under Albus's sincere feelings, Credence also knew everything about Albus, let go of his hatred for Dumbledore, and successfully turned against him. Ghost Rider, this alien magic is so strange, but it fits the image of wizards in books. Konohamaru, Dumbledore is such a rogue. How can Credence fight with the Flash Dog and Invincibility frame? Old Taoist, ha ha ha. As expected of old Dumbledore, he is playing the pig to eat the tiger. Elmeloy too, is this the leader of white magic? It really doesn't live up to the name of white magic. Uzumaki Naruto, use sincere emotions to drive the mouth to mouth. Only then can it bring true salvation. The screen turns to the other side. Albus and the International Wizarding Organization convened the Wizengamot Conference and called on wizards all over the world to fight against Gellert. And Gellert also has his own ideas. The Kirin in Fantastic Beasts will bow down to the real leader. After learning that a Qilin cub was about to be born in Sichuan, China, Gellert sent people to Sichuan to capture the Qilin. Newt, who got the news, also rushed to Sichuan, trying to find and protect the Qilin before Gellert, Ganyu, The fairy beast Qilin should not have such habits, is it an error between the worlds? Huixing, sees the Qilin. Gellert is bolder than those villagers. Isn't he afraid of disaster? Zhu Yuanzhang, it turns out that the Qilin really exists, and it is in Sichuan. Find it for me quickly. Tamamanomi, the legendary Qilin, the power is very strong, how can it be so easy to capture? Chapter 47. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Who else will love you? Dumbledore. My love and I both died in the tower. However, Newt's strength is no match for a group of saints. The saint killed the Kirin, took the Kirin cub, and didn't kill Newt for Alba's sake. Newt found the second Qilin cub in Qilin's belly, and after burying Qilin, he took it back to Eagle Country. Ganyu, Qilin's mother, was killed. How could it be? Very good at talking, Jinjuan. How dare you? Killing the auspicious beast deserves death. Dongfang Yuechu. After all, in this world, Qilin is also called a magical animal, maybe not that powerful. But I still feel sorry for it. Fu Xian. Luckily, the second one survived. The scene turns to Nurmengard, where Gellert kills the Kirin cub and uses black magic to turn it into a puppet. He planned to let all wizards see at the Wizengamot meeting that the entire wizarding world was watching, that Kirin would bow down to him, so that his influence would radiate to the entire wizarding world and start real change. At the same time, the news that the other Qilin was alive and Credence was missing also reached Gellert's ears. Gellert was furious and summoned the saints to use various means to prevent Newt and his party from going to the Wizengamot conference. The first emperor, too evil. Such dark means really make me angry. What about the magic world in China? What are they doing? Abigail Williams. Maybe just like the witch hunt, something may have happened in China in that era, and wizards are not having a good time. Pluto. Decisive and ruthless without losing strategy. Gellert's future is so terrifying, but it's a pity that he has an old enemy. Ouyang Xiaofeng. Come on, big brother Newt. You must pass it over to thwart Grindelwald's conspiracy. Mo Duo. Gellert's conspiracy will never succeed. The screen changes again. At the Wizengamot meeting, Gellert released the little unicorn in front of everyone present. The little Qilin shook his head and looked around, then knelt on one knee and bowed to Gellert. When this scene was projected onto the magical world, the entire magical world was in an uproar. The originally wavering pureblood wizards all began to revel and shout. Gellert's smile was reflected in everyone's eyes. Bad Commander, the war between the two worlds is about to begin. It's time to let those who indulge in peace know what real chaos is. Wonder Woman. Qilin's surrender is like a fuse. With Gellert's character, the war is about to begin. General Ross. Damn wizard. Starting a war before humans have invented powerful weapons. How despicable. Clark Kent. Doesn't anyone see that this Qilin is fake, not a living thing? Just then, Newt arrived. He released the living little unicorn. The little Qilin sniffed around the dead Qilin, then jumped away. Gellert looked unhappy. Everyone could see that Newt's Kirin was the real living Kirin. The little unicorn walked around for a few times, then knelt on one knee and bowed his head in front of Albus, who was hiding in the crowd. The wizarding world of Eagle Country and the wizards who opposed Gellert began to celebrate, firing spells into the sky to celebrate Albus Dumbledore's leadership of the wizarding world. However, Albus refused this duty. In his opinion, he was ambitious, so he could not control huge power. Alina. Sure enough, there is another little unicorn as a reference for comparison, so everyone can find that the fake unicorn is controlled. Jingja, killing the ancestors. Gellert is unforgivable. The magic world must bring him to justice. War Wolf. Kind. Don't worry. Any evil will be brought to justice. Apnea. Albus Dumbledore is a real spiritual power. He can control his desires and ambitions without relying on precepts. Frigga. Such a sober Albus is really distressing. A talented and ambitious child is forced to restrain himself. He must have suffered a lot these years, right? Gellert quietly took out his wand and was about to kill Qilin, when Credence came out. The moment he saw Credence, all of Gellert's doubts disappeared, and he shot the Avada Kedavra at Credence with murderous intent. At the same time, in order to protect Credence, Albus and Newt also fired a spell together to counter the killing curse. When Albus and Gellert's spells collided, the Blood Alliance had a logical fallacy and error. Because the spells that Albus and Gellert had cast without any killing intent on each other were actually exchanged, the Blood Alliance began to disintegrate. Gilgamesh, huh? Ha 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 ha. What is this? Did the marriage certificate explode? Ha ha ha. 02 The token of love with darling exploded. Gellert and Albus must be very sad. Dr. Roman, neither side's attack was aimed at the other, perhaps this is what caused the blood alliance that fell into logical errors to self-destruct. Cocolia, the shackles have been opened, to what extent will the black and white demon kings fight? Atrox, is the decisive battle about to begin? Tap. Tap to open, upright arrow. Albus and Gellert's eyes were filled with disbelief and shock. As the blood alliance collapsed, the surroundings were pulled into the white space by the twisted magic dot. The two looked at each other and took decisive action. The fierce magic light collides to create red fireworks. Spells shot out from the wand one after another. They were dodged by apparition again. Gellert and Albus attack with all their strength. Red magic collides. Light spots like lava splash out. Lancelot, this is welding. It's definitely welding. Tomo Mami, no one can touch each other, the game is really intense. Shirai, Kuriko, Albus's use of teleportation is like instinct. Too scary. Asuna, although the magic they use is not a large-scale AoE, the attack strength is too high to kill anyone who touches it. Dinah, since ancient times, the left side loses in a wave. Gellert stands on the left, so he is sure to lose. Gellert, with the help of the Elder Wand, gradually overwhelmed Albus, and Albus gradually fell into a disadvantage. But Gellert looked at Albus's expression of resistance and his frayed face, and he softened his heart and reduced his efforts. Gellert deflected the spell, and the two used apparition to get close to him. Spells flew across the air, including evil spells, defensive spells, killing spells, and destruction spells. Finally, the two of them put their wands against each other's hearts and pointed them at their heads. Dinah, isn't that right? You can win by standing on the left. What kind of throwing tile is this? Issei Hayato, it's the power of the Deathly Hallows. The power gap between Gellert and Albus is not that big, and it is inevitable that Gellert, who has obtained the Deathly Hallows, will win. Itachi Uchiha, but people are people because they have feelings. Look, Gellert let it go. Carl, letting it go just because of an old lover, and even the possibility of giving up interest, is love really worth it? Harry Potter world, everyone was stunned to see the two demon kings fighting in the picture. Even Slytherin, who hated Dumbledore, and the professors in the professor's chair were impressed by their strength. This battle was a wonderful experience that Hogwarts students could never experience in their lifetime. Various magics were combined with attacks, which made Slytherin, who advocated power, full of admiration. At the same time, in the Ministry of Magic of Eagle Country, Minister Fudge broke out in a cold sweat. He thought Dumbledore was old and not very powerful. He never expected that Dumbledore just didn't want to pay attention to him, which didn't mean he didn't have the strength to rule the magic world. Feeling the rhythm of the heart and the breaking of the barrier, the light on the two wands dimmed. Albus turned around and prepared to leave without saying anything. Gellert was angry and a little feeling sad and grief-stricken. He shouted at Albus unwillingly, "Who else would love you?" Dumbledore. Albus paused and turned his head slightly. "I am alone too." Victor, who says that only those who stand in the light are heroes? He is just a lonely man who has lost everything. Vigo, is there no room for redemption? It hurts too much. Auto-apocalypse, the results of the collision of ideals are often unsatisfactory. Nanami Aoyama, I love you, Mr. Albus. Countless girls in the worlds began to shout fanatically while their hearts were broken. Gellert never thought that those who wanted to take over his business would line up from Tracyn Academy to Castle College. The scene of the Golden List changed, and two old men appeared in the split screen. Gellert died on the Tower of Nurmengard, and Albus fell from the Tower of Hogwarts. The Gold List scene ends here. My love and I both died in the tower, and I and my heart are left in the midsummer. What a miserable life. Whitebeard, perhaps when he was young, he was unwilling to be ordinary because of his unfulfilled ambitions, but when he is old, what he longs for most must be his family, right? Harry Potter, well, the headmaster once said that what he longs for most is someone to give him wool socks at Christmas, and wool socks represent family. Kadak, shattered ideals, broken family, and a love that is destined to be fruitless. Oma-zo, they are all kings, but what a pity, only on the road to Hades can the kings not meet in this life. Dragon Boat Festival Reading Discount. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. Top up now, event time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 48. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Top 2 Inscription of Savior. The gold list screen has come to an end for now. In the Harry Potter world, the gold list. Top 3 in the world HP. Notable scenes featuring Albus Dumbledore, Gellert Grindelwald. Reward. You can make a reasonable wish. The world of Harry Potter. At this time, Albus had already used Appray to come to Nurmengard. The inventory let them know each other's cause of death and their ending. Already in his old age, Gellert let go of the fact that his ideals had not been realized. At the same time, as he grew older, his guilt towards Albus became deeper. Albus was the same, but there were too many things he could not let go of. Ariana's death was his lingering shadow, and his biggest regret was that he did not reconcile with Aberforth until his death. As if seeing Albus's feelings, Gellert smiled and said lightly, "This wish is up to you, Albus. To save everything, to change everything, this is also what I expect." Albus' eyes were a little moist. He still. Gellert's trusting eyes made Albus understand everything. Unknown existence, if you really have this power, please let Gellert and I go back to the past. Let us return to the beginning of the story with our memories. Albus looked at Gellert with trust and love. I believe that we can change everything if we start over again. Let us meet again in the next life. Albus Dumbledore and Gellert Grindelwald disappeared, and the two entangled black and white light spots traveled through time and space and returned to 1881, not long after the gold list screen ended. Top 2 appeared on the gold list again. Dimension Gold List. A review of the top 10 most shocking scenes in the universe. Ranking in no particular order. Top 2 Inscription of Savior. Step forward. This is the Inscription of Salvation. As soon as top 2 came out, the word Savior immediately attracted the attention of countless people in the world. FGO World. Ritsuka Fujimura humbly watched top 2 in the Chaldea Lounge, looking forward to its screening. Although everyone calls me the Savior, it's really not the case. My achievements are not worthy of the title of Savior. Thinking this in her mind, Ritsuka Fujimura said to herself, "Let me learn how the Savior who can be on the Dimension Gold List did it." Ritsuka Fujimura thought so, but she didn't know that she, who had crossed 3 lost belts, was undoubtedly the Savior. The world of Chinibu. Rika Takanashi jumped off the bed. Her eyes sparkled as she saw the words Savior on the gold list. Save the world. The excited Rika Takanashi jumped up and down, imagining the scene of saving the world, and laughed while covering her eyes and muttering something. At the same time, in the world of Genshin Impact, Fiscal also made similar movements as Rika Takanashi. Today, I, the Princess of Judgment, will meet the mind of the Savior of another world. Witness it. The road to salvation is open to me. Fiscal was immersed in fantasy, but a sentence, "Little Amy, come out to eat," woke her up. "Dad. Don't call me Little Amy." Marvel World. The Observer murmured, "Saving the world. If you can save your own world, you can be considered a guardian." Suddenly, the Observer heard Strange's cry for help. "Help me, Mr. Observer. I can't interfere, this is your business." After a long time, the Observer was still studying the dimensional gold list, and secretly observing Ultron. "I see you." On Earth, Strange, whose power has increased dramatically, suddenly hears the Observer's call for help. "Save me and the rest of the universe." In the world of Collapse, before civilization, classic old show. In Chenyu Academy, Kevin was eating Kengshufu braised beef noodles and watching the update of the gold list, which immediately became interesting. Koji Tadakoro, a classmate who had just woken up, came over and asked, "What is Kevin doing?" After getting Kevin's reply, Koji Tadakoro continued to lie down and sleep, but before going to sleep, he asked, "Has the gold list been updated? What's the next one?" "Save the world." After replying to Koji Tadakoro, Kevin thought about the motto of saving the world, and at the same time, his heart was also ignited. So cool. Savior or something. Such an awesome identity will surely impress May, right? After the top 2 on the gold list was revealed, the chat area also started a heated discussion. Itsuka Shido, being a savior has always been my childhood dream. Togashi Yuta, although that memory is gone, the savior still makes people excited. Ōtsutsuki Baruto, savior. Kawaki, do you want to be a savior? Morgan Lo Fei, saviors should not exist. The world that needs to be saved is already filthy. A filthy world is not worthy of being saved by a savior. Arthur Pendragon, the world is beautiful. That's why we need to cross countless worlds to save it. Yagami Light, if the world is filthy, won't we save it? The existence of the savior is to cut off these filth. The Holy Emperor, then our world. When will the savior come? Morgan Le Fay, is the world upstairs longing for the arrival of the savior? It must be as filthy as the fairy kingdom. Tenda Kikunisho, you keep scolding me. Amid the discussion and arguments, the subtitles of the gold list slowly faded away, and the top 2 inventory officially began. Ask for flowers. Ask for flowers. Ask for flowers. Have fun reading during the Qingming festival. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. Top up now. Activity time, April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 49. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A disaster called collapse. All the stars are enemies. Inventory begins. In the picture of the golden list, in the vast universe, the weathered planet Earth passes by. Then the screen quickly switched, with meteorites, shooting stars, tsunamis, typhoons, plagues, earthquakes, and behemoths. Countless disasters flashed by one, and finally condensed into 2 words. Hollow. In the collapsed world, Kiana paused with her hand holding the instant noodle fork, and the sausage in her mouth fell into the noodle bowl. Holy shit, dwarf, our world is on the list. Bronya had a blank expression but was shocked inside. I wonder what impact this will have on our world. Arknight's world, Amaya murmured in shock. Isn't collapse a natural disaster? Could it be that all the suffering on this land is also collapse? Super Seminary World, Carl began to think about the uniqueness of the Earth. Most of the battles and stories on the list are fought on the Earth. Is the Earth really the center of the universe? Subtitles appeared on the gold list and began to explain the meaning of collapse to everyone in the world. Collapse is a special kind of natural disaster that aims to destroy civilization and manifests itself in various forms. And the collapse will give birth to apostles called Hershers, who control the extreme of physical rules. Tony Stark, the extreme of physical rules. This is impossible. That's enough to destroy the world. Arthur Pendragon, the enemy of civilization. If the description is true, every Hershers is enough to release the full power of the holy sword of the stars. Ikari Shinji. Apostles. Could it be that the collapse world also has large mechas to fight against the apostles of the collapse? Joachim Young, really? How can a man not have romance? Asuka, hiss. My head hurts. I always feel so familiar with this collapse world, as if I have been here before. Paimon, familiar, right? I feel familiar too. Rosalia. The subtitles disappear and the screen switches. In a school in an extremely developed city, a white-haired, sunny and cheerful boy appeared in the picture. Through the fierce collision and communication on the basketball court, Kevin's name has also become known to the world. Kevin's life was also briefly and in detail played out. Born in a privileged family, he was active and naughty since childhood. From childhood to adulthood, he has always been the king of boys and the prince charming among girls. Once you enter school, you will definitely be regarded as the school idol. Kevin is enthusiastic and cheerful. He is willing to give opportunities to girls who like him, and he will also pursue girls who are interested in him. Kevin had many girlfriends before high school. I'm on the list. I'm the savior. Can I chase May? The world collapsed. Kevin dropped the instant noodles in his hand to the ground, and asked the three doomsday questions. Yuan Hua, who had green and black hair died in front of Kevin, turned his head and said in shock, "Oh my god. Kevin. Ito Makoto, with such a life, won't Kevin be chopped by a hatchet? Momonosuke, well. I envy such a life. Matu Shinji, huh? Don't I have such a life, second master? A winner in life is just like this. Ha 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 ha. Shirogane Miyuki, he is simply a master of love. How did he express his feelings? Lauda, Kevin is a good basketball player, are you interested in playing in the NBA? Reikage AI, who asked you? The scene changes. Kevin finds a girl named May sitting on a chair reading a book after playing basketball one day. Kevin's heart seemed to be shot by a star god from the outer universe that would appear tens of thousands of years later. He was in love. Really in love. He fell in love with the purple-haired girl at first sight. After this day, Kevin even ignored his good brother Sue and began to pursue May crazily. Kiana Kislana, oh my god. May. How dare this playboy covet my May? Lay movie, sister. No, just the same leaf. The novel was taken from the Rawlers website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. The novel was taken from the Rawlers website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. Bao Shi Wang, ha ha ha. Don't be impatient, little girl. There are countless world lines in each world. Kiana Kislana, oh. I understand. Could it be that Kevin is me in another world line? Kiana Kislana, oh, that's not right. Why do I feel like I played baseball with Kevin? Xing, you are right, but rules are meant to be broken. May is a nerd. Her father is an internationally renowned physicist. Her dream since childhood is to become a scientist. Therefore, May immersed herself in study, refused to socialize, and ignored Kevin's passionate pursuit. When Kevin found that his pursuit was fruitless, he began to pester May like a primary school student, trying to attract her attention and do all kinds of weird things to make May laugh. Under Kevin's fierce offensive, May gradually opened her heart and accepted Kevin. Kevin got what he wanted, and he and May progressed to a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Hikari, great, it's good to be a scientist. Although scientists are weak and powerless, it is great to be able to benefit civilization. Grey Wolf King, scientist is indeed a good career path, you can research whatever you want. Shirogane Yushing, I learned it. You are worthy of being Kevin Sr. You have many ways to seduce girls. Kiana Kislana, Kevin, the mimic baby is hot. The scene changes to show Kevin and May chatting on a chair after school. This is the first time May and Kevin have a heart-to-heart talk. She looked up at the starry sky. I remember very clearly one night when I was gazing at the starry sky, I suddenly had a feeling. It's not me gazing at the stars, but the stars gazing at me. I felt that humans were so insignificant in the universe, and I suddenly had an idea, the stars were all my enemies. May lamented to Kevin how small the Earth is in the universe, and how everything on Earth is so insignificant compared to the scale of the universe. Yi Wenjie, he is just a high school kid, but he has realized the law of the dark forest. He has a bright future, Emperor, yes, all the stars are enemies, only humans are supreme. Gu Xiaoluan, she is right. The Earth has become a battlefield for the gods, and the stars outside the Earth are enemies. Bruce Wayne, perhaps her talent has a broader future, because her vision and understanding of the world far exceeds that of most people. After listening carefully, Kevin burst into laughter. May was puzzled and a little annoyed. What are you laughing at? Kevin quickly explained, no. I just feel very curious. In the past, when I dated other girls, the topic of the starry sky would turn into constellations. This is the first time I've met a girl who discusses the universe and life so seriously with you. May looked at Kevin speechlessly, as if she was looking at a fool. Kevin added, well, I mean, you're different. Raphael, I thought he was a love guru, but he's actually a straight man. Shirogane Miyuki, so you're going to play it straight. As expected. Sincerity is the ultimate skill. Koro-sensei, you thought Kevin was on the 5th level, but he's actually on the same level as Mei. Miki Sayaka, he's such an idiot, isn't he afraid of being separated? Mei did not continue the topic, but asked back, have said so much, but it seems that you don't understand it. Why can you still listen? Because your serious Xiangzi is so attractive to me. I want to continue listening. Kevin hit a straight ball. Mei was amused by Kevin's childishness and immaturity. Kevin was pleasantly surprised when he saw this. You finally smiled. You look so beautiful when you smile. Mei then asked back, what about you? Kevin, what are your plans for the future? Not at all. Kevin stretched lazily without thinking, I don't have such great ideals, changing the world or something, it's too far away for me. I just want to live a good life now, cherish every friend, enjoy the present, live happily and freely. After all, I'm still a high school student. Living innocently and happily is like me. Aoki, that's right. Enjoying the present and slacking off is the right way to live. Hiratsuka Shizuka, high school students should live happily, and let adults take on the responsibilities. Ikari, Shinji, the greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. Kevin can't escape, even if he is a high school student. Dr. Roman, it's a pity that Kevin is on the list. As the savior, he will definitely face the disaster called Honkai. Sakura Manchu, I hope Kevin and Mei will get married after they defeat Honkai, so that the ending won't become like Sakura Mato's. Magical girl Silen, this flag cannot be raised. Mei, what a frivolous person. Happy Qingming outing and reading. Top up 100 yuan and get 500 VIP points. Top up now, activity time, April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 50. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The fire moth and Alicia. The scene changes, and the good times are gone. Collapse, broke out. As a highly corrosive energy exploded and spread in Chongqing City, the entire Chongqing City fell. Crying and wailing filled the Chiyu Academy, and the streets were filled with white and purple Hokai beasts as big as houses and endless waves of zombies. Alice, is the Resident Evil also part of Hokai? How can humans contain this disaster? Huan Sayu, with so many monsters, there is no official organization to clean up and eliminate them. Sichuan Haruki, this world must also have armed forces like the armory. They must be able to drive mechas to fight Hokai beasts. Miyamoto Rei, I thought Resident Evil and the like only appeared in movies, so scary. Fortunately, this is a different world. All the survivors are fleeing and trying to find a chance to survive. Kevin is no exception that he took a baseball bat and led everyone to fight their way out of the encirclement, running towards the outside of Chinyu College. However, in the endless tide of corpses, Kevin and Mei were still trapped in an alley. Xing, Kevin. As the Galaxy Batman, I recognize your baseball skills. I wish you can escape successfully. Tachibana Taki, Kevin's physical fitness is comparable to that of Suzuya-chan. Magneto, let me think about it, Kevin awakened and became a mutant at the critical moment. It's very likely. Pre-collapse civilization, Kevin's face was pale, and the entire Chinyu Academy was in chaos. Countless students with prominent family backgrounds called their families to transfer out of Chongqing City overnight. Kevin took Sue's hand and ran out of the classroom to find Mei. He wanted to take Mei and Sue to escape from Chongqing City together. Just when the situation was critical, a burst of gunfire swept through the zombies, clearing out all the zombies in the box, and continued to clear out the zombies outside. A helicopter also hovered over the alley and lowered a ladder. A group of black-clad men armed with heavy firepower walked up to Mei and Kevin, and the leading black man spoke. Hello Miss Mei, I am the leader of the Fire Moth Special Operations Team. On behalf of Fire Moth, I invite you to join the Fire Moth Research Department. Your talent should not be buried. Nick Fury, Fire Moth. Is it an organization under the United Nations or the United States? Holmes, suddenly I noticed a blind spot. Although it's Earth, their names all seem to be one character or one word, without surnames. Dukeo, this is the difference between the worlds, but how talented is May to make the Fire Moth risk coming to Chongqing City to rescue her? Danrito, ha ha ha. The one who can treat her like this must be a pseudo-god second only to me. Kiryu Battle Rabbit, May be a genius, a smart, an awesome scientist girl. After the man in black finished speaking, he noticed Kevin beside May and said, "Don't worry, Miss May, we will also escort your friend out of Chongqing City safely." Before May could speak, Kevin said impatiently, "I won't leave May. You are an official organization, right? I want to join the Fire Moth too." In this way, the helicopter took May and Kevin away from the occupied Chongqing City and headed to Mu Continent, where the highest technological crystals of mankind gathered. May became a scientist of the Fire Moth, and Kevin became a soldier of the Fire Moth, Vigo, Tisk, another pure love god of war. Welcome, Kevin. Fiangyang, Kevin's love for May is really deep. Tony Stark, I am more interested in this continent where the pinnacle of human civilization and technology gathers. Are all the geniuses in the world gathered here? Hikaru, I also want to go to a place with a strong academic atmosphere. A pinnacle of civilization and technology, even if the path is different, it still has its merits. Kevin performed well in the Fire Moth chaser and soon stood out and was transferred to the famous officer, Hen's subordinate. In Fire Moth, Kevin wants to catch up with May's footsteps while strengthening himself and making some friends. Hen and his wife, his daughter Grexiu, the brave boy Cosmo, and a very enthusiastic girl Alicia. During the 3 years of chasing the Fire Moth, Kevin became more and more numb to the collapse, and also experienced several collapses. And May became the top scientist of Fire Moth in these 3 years. Crooked-mouthed Dragon King, look at Kevin's attitude, he will be able to become Dragon King in a few years. Lonling King, by the way Kevin is, he is also a socialite, right? Nanami Tuko, huh? It's obviously the first time I've seen him, but I subconsciously think that Alicia is a nymphomaniac. Ayahara Yuzu, Alicea is definitely a nymphomaniac. I swear on my honor. Bruce Wayne, to be able to become the top scientist in human civilization in 3 years, May's talent is rare in 1,000 years. Civilization before the collapse of the world, Kevin, May, and Sue have come to their senses when they saw this. Instead of taking risks, it is better to wait quietly for the rescue of Fire Moth. This is the safest way. At the same time, May was also very moved by Kevin's behavior of following her to Fire Moth as a soldier, and her relationship with Kevin became closer. During a date with May, May was assassinated by a killer. Kevin sacrificed himself to protect May and she was not hurt. However, Kevin was hospitalized. May saw through the value of the killer Sakura at a glance, saved her, and hid her. Many Kitahara, Ye Shinko went to assassinate General Raiden. It must be a big deal. Merlin, Brazil. Danzo Shimura, it must be the top leaders of the Fire Moth. May is too dazzling, I can see through their scheme at a glance. But May is also very secretive to kill people for her own use. The next day, Alicia came to visit Kevin with a fruit basket and asked Kevin if he was the sinner who was assassinated. In response to Alicia's question, Kevin said that he was not the target of the assassination, and told her about the struggles and contradictions within the Fire Moth. Alicia ate the fruit basket she brought with her and nodded as she listened with sudden realization. After understanding everything, Alicia stood up and prepared to leave. At this time Kevin called Alicia. Alicia, since you have already finished the fruit basket you brought, take the fruit peels with you as well. March 7, Alicia is so cute. I love her so much. Elquet, it's rare to find a girl who can keep such a pure heart. Yato Tagashika, Alcia is not sincere enough. She ate the fruit basket. I might as well bring instant noodles to Kevin. Shinomiya Kagaya, why would anyone like to eat junk food like instant noodles? Gabriel, what's wrong with instant noodles? Instant noodles are delicious. And how did the above people conclude that Kevin doesn't like instant noodles? Collapse World, Twilight Battleship Timeline, May Raiden saw Alicia subconsciously touching her forehead, as if there should be something here, and Kiana also subconsciously touched her head, as if there was something heavy on her head. Flowers please. Flowers please. Flowers please.